Reality Receipts.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Storytime with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley. We're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, episode 11, and the Valley Persian style finale. But before we get into all that, you had a very big weekend. Your friend
Yes.
had a gender reveal.
Yes, my best friend had a gender reveal and he ended up proposing at the gender reveal. So we had a gender reveal. It's a girl, by the way, which I was
Yay!
team girl. And then we had an engagement. So
That's
it
so
was
exciting.
a full day of celebration. I'm so happy for her. Um
My
and it's
guess was
just
wrong.
your
I
guess was
guess
wrong.
boy. As a
Yes.
boy mom, not a boy mom, but a boy mom, I'm
Yeah.
like, someone else have some boys. I feel like everyone lately I hear of is having girls, so I'm so excited for her.
Yeah, super exciting. It's her first child. They are naming the baby girl Irena after
Oh,
her
they already have the
mom.
name picked
Yes,
out.
because her mom passed away a few
Oh.
years ago. So it's super sad because like
Mhm.
obviously she's hitting all of these milestones and her
Mhm.
mom's not there. So yeah, they're naming the baby after her mom. And yeah, it's a girl and we're having a wedding. So I mean,
Big
it's
year.
big year. And it all happened very quickly. Like her and this guy have like like that's what I say, like, sometimes you just stay in situations too long and it blocks you from like meeting your person because she like
Yes.
dumped all her loser exes and then like within months, like she had this she
Oh,
reconnected with somebody from her past and they've only been dating for a few months and now they're pregnant and engaged and like she's getting her happy ending. So, and the
aw.
theme of the gender reveal, which I thought was so cute, was Orange You Curious. So it was all like oranges and it was really cute. It came out really, really cute. So
I liked your dress. Was so beautiful. Where'd you get it from?
J Lux label. That's where
Um,
I get all of my clothes. You guys know Ashley hears me talk about this store every day.
yes. I gotta check it out.
Yeah,
Is
I
it like an
love it.
actual store like you can go to or only online?
No, it's online only, and then once a year, they do a in-person sample sale, so everything is highly discounted, and they do it for 4 days in LA. Last year, they went to New York too, and
Mhm.
that's where I buy all of my stuff, like, and I just shop for the entire year because
Nice.
everything's so discounted. So I actually got that dress at their sample sale last year, like
Nice.
like that dress is like full price. It's probably like $90, 90, $95, and then I got it for like $40 at the sample
Oh,
sale. So
nice.
it's like a really good discount. So I just stock up for the year and then I have clothes for the whole year, which is so funny is that two of the other girls in the girl group were like, "Oh, I don't like my outfit." And I had just brought like 3 outfits. I don't know why. Why do you
Oh,
have 3 outfits for one event? And then they
you
ended up
never know.
wearing my outfits, which were also
Aw.
deluxe. So, but I do have a funny story for you guys because obviously this is the first event that the groom. Look, I'm calling him the groom already. They just got engaged. The groom, yeah, groom baby daddy, like,
Mhm.
oh, this is the first time that like his friends are meeting her friends. And so of course eyes were going everywhere. Not my eyes, bitch. No, my eyes were just
Their
just
eyes
on
on
them.
you.
Their eyes were just lit up, okay, like Christmas lights. But you guys, and this is why I don't date. This is what it's like out here, right? This is how the conversation went, Ashley. Okay. So I go
Mhm.
outside because it was like in the rec room of her apartment. I go outside to like just catch some air. It's really hot in there. I'm like fanning myself. I'm just kind of like, this guy walks up and he's like, "I'll give you $100 right now if you remember my name." I remembered his name because his name is Ike. So that's really easy to remember because I think of Ike and Tina Turner and how
Yeah,
he used to beat her ass.
that's
Okay.
not
So
good.
I'm like, okay, Ike.
He
Ooh,
needs to change his name.
red flag already. Okay. Cause I
Yeah,
just think Ike Turner. And then
yeah.
he's like, starts this very bizarre conversation about how he's not going to give me the $100 because we didn't shake on it. And I was like, okay, well, sounds about right. Like,
Broke.
broke, liar already, like already starting out on a lie. Like, you know what I mean? Sounds about right. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm not tripping. He's just like, I obviously know that he's trying to flirt or whatever. Girl, he goes, I can't even make this shit up. He goes, "Yeah, so like I seen you looking at me when I came in. Like I've seen, your eye, you trying to act like you don't see me, playing this cat and mouse game. But I seen you looking and I know you noticed. And that's why I just finally came up and introduced myself. Because when he introduced himself, I was wondering why he came up and was like, all right, let's just get this over with. I'm Ike. And I was like, oh, Ricky, nice to meet
Alright.
you. Toodle doo, toodaloo, bitch. So he was like, yeah, like I seen you, like I see you trying to play cat and mouse with me. I was like, I wasn't, like
Yeah.
genuinely was not playing anything,
Yeah.
just hosting a gender reveal, and you hear,
You're
you know what I
here.
mean? And he's like, yeah, like, and mind you, I'm hot, so I'm like, and he's like, I just love how flustered I'm making you. Like, look at you, you're fanning yourself.
No.
I said, I'm hot. That's why I came out here was to get some air. And he's like, yeah, but like, I'm outside. I actually feel a cool breeze. I said, yeah, I have 20 inches of weave going down my back. So I'm hot. Like, and he's just like, it was the most disgusting conversation. Like, I actually was starting to get upset because I'm like, this is how men approach you. This is how men call themselves, like, but I'm like, I'm gonna have to see this guy with all of the things coming up, baby shower coming up, wedding coming up. I'm like, so I'm trying to keep it cool, but he's like,
Mhm.
do you have a man? I could tell you don't have a man by how you talk. Like, like this is how he's coming at me. Like, and he's just like, and then he goes, truth or dare? And I said, what? And he goes, kiss me. Bitch, I must have
Yeah.
walked the fuck off. I was
Yeah.
like, ew, disgusting. Like, you, like, just so forward thinking you're the prize, first of all. Like, he's
Mhm.
like, yeah, I just make you so nervous. Like, I could tell I make you so nervous. And I'm like, does it look like me would get nervous over your braids don't even touch the back of your neck, my boy. Like, I'm not nervous. You have on tinted eyeglasses, okay? Like that, like you have on those tinted stunner shades. Like, bitch, get out of my
No.
face right now. Like, it was absolutely, he was just so forward. He was so disgusting. He just thought he was the prize. I literally did not say another word to him the entire night. I would not make eye
Mhm.
contact with him. I wouldn't even like look in his vicinity because, and then at the end of the night, when he sang bye, because we all went to have pizza after, like the groom and mom and dad and like all of his friends, all of her friends.
Mhm.
And when he's leaving, he's like telling my friend and her baby daddy, like, oh, like this one, I'm gonna have to soften. Like, she's hard. Like, I'm gonna need to like, I'm gonna need to soften her. And then he's like, all women can be softened. All women can be softened. Like, this one, she's been through some stuff. Mind you, this man doesn't know me. He's like, she's been through some stuff. And he goes, right? Like, he looks at me and goes, right? I was like, you don't know me. Like, you don't know
No.
me, And then he's like, it's something like, yeah, she needs a real one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she don't need no soft one. And I'm like, you don't know me. And I was like, and you're not a real one. I said, yeah, I have to be hard because all of these ninjas out here are soft. AF.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, so you calling me soft? I said, I don't know you, so I'm not calling you anything. And he was like, well, do you want to get to know me? I said, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. And then he's like, I'm sure I'll be seeing you around.
Oh,
Like,
no. Is there any other good prospects or no? It's all similar to Ike.
hell no. Similar
Oh.
energy. Not I
Okay,
gave
then you
his real
gotta
name. Not I gave his
oh,
real name. I probably should have given him an alias. But
we'll
oh
beep it
my
out.
God, it was painful.
Okay,
Painful.
well, you need to
Painful.
bring a date then to all these events so that you don't have to be subjected to Ike any longer.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is what we deal with out here. Like, it was so, like, I seen you looking at me when I get, what? "Sir, I
You
did not even notice you." Like
You should use my excuse to be like, "I don't have my glasses on. I don't see anybody. You're all blurry to me. I was not looking at you." He's
like
very forward.
very for or the nerve of you to think that you would make me nervous or that so and then he just comes like, "You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful." I know. Get out of my face. Get the
I
fuck
love
out
it.
of here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was so crazy.
Yeah, come up with something more original
There
than
were
that.
so many little nuances that he said, like, within what I just explained that I was like, "What are you did what oh god,
Oh,
disgusting.
no.
Please never
When
speak to me again. Thanks."
when is the wedding? Is it soon or they don't know yet?
I don't think it's gonna be soon. I think, we're there will definitely be a baby shower in June because she's due in July, and
Mhm.
so, she said the wedding will probably be next spring, but she wants to do a
Okay.
destination wedding, so
Oh, fun.
that's gonna be days with these groomsmen, you know what I mean?
No.
It's not just like one day, one singular day of wedding, it's like it's gonna be like a weekend, so I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I definitely have to have a date by spring, you guys, help me,
Yeah.
help me."
It can't be hard to find someone better than this guy,
Oh,
so
well, yes,
anyone.
better than him is anyone, but
Yes.
I'm like,
Sure.
I need a date so that they could so that to get leave me alone, people.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, groomsmen, so,
Yeah, stay away from Ricky. Like,
yeah.
he's probably not listening, but what if he is?
No, you never know, it was so
Block
gross.
him.
It's so gross.
Well, that sounds like a very eventful weekend full
How was
of
your weekend?
creeps. You know the usual
Did
for
you
me.
get hit on by any weirdos?
No, no, I only saw children and hockey parents. So thankfully, no creeps there. It was all a lot of hockey as usual. We were in hockey playoffs. So Saturday morning we played hockey. Saturday night there's like a WHL team here, so it's like step down from the NHL, and they have games, and then at the intermission my little guy got to go on the ice with his team and play like a mini game in front of everybody, so that was cool. But
Mhm.
that's about it. Okay, did you know it is that time of year where our clocks spring forward ahead a whole hour and we lose that hour of sleep?
I have been dreading it all week. Whenever we lose that hour, it takes such a toll on my mental health. Plus, it's the end of our busiest season. So the people on the shows need therapy. I need therapy, and we need our extra hour of sleep.
You guys listening probably need it too after all this drama we've been covering lately. One lost hour of sleep should not throw off your whole week, but when you're already running on empty, it can. Grow Therapy helps you reset your mind and your rest with therapists who specialize in sleep, anxiety, and burnout. Whether it's your first time in therapy or your 50th, Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. They connect you with thousands of independent, licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in person sessions nights and weekends.
You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. And if something comes up, you can cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. There are no subscriptions, no long term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time.
Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/RR today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/RR. Growtherapy.com/RR. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan. Okay, so every time I go to a hockey, not every time, but back in the day, whenever I'd go to a hockey game, I get hit with the puck. Or like if I'm at a baseball game, I get hit with the ball. I'm like a magnet for these things and stuff. So we were like sitting and we were like that part where the glass is here. So it's like the danger zone, right? And so my husband was there and he's always watching the puck. So if it comes our way, he can protect me. But he had to go on the ice with my
Uh-oh.
little guy. So he
Uh-oh.
left. And he's always saying this, right? Like, you got to keep your eye on the puck. So he left, and there's
But
the
you don't
assistant
if you
coach.
don't have your glasses on, you can't see the puck.
I was wearing them, but I still can't see shit. Like, it's very minimal how much more I can see with the glasses. So,
You need a prescription.
yeah, he wasn't gone more than a minute. And I moved seats over to be social because one of the other coaches was sitting there and I didn't want to just sit by myself. So I move over and we start talking. Not even a minute goes by, and this puck comes right over the glass. It hits the dad I'm talking to bounces off him and hits the kid in front of him in the back of the head. And so it wasn't me, but I
What
feel like it was
what
my bad
you
luck.
attracted the
Yes,
puck.
I
You
did.
attracted the puck
Yeah. So
energy.
I always like bug my husband, like, the puck's not going to come over here. We don't have to watch it. And so it proved him right that I do need to keep my eye on the puck. But I mean, I'm barely into the game on a good day. So to actually like sit there and watch the puck the entire time is asking a lot. I'm there for the drinks, the snacks, the socializing. So, but I didn't get it. I could have been looking very different on the pot today. Thankfully, the kid got hit instead. So I'm just kidding. It's the back of the head. It's just a little bit red. So it
Yeah, he
was
was okay though, the kid?
he was. Yeah, the
Okay.
bouncing off of the dad, it like hit the dad in the leg and hit the kid in the head. So he's fine and he got to keep the puck. So he was super excited.
Oh,
It
alright.
was
A
worth
win is
it.
a win. A win is a win.
Yes. I've been trying to get Ricky to come to a hockey game and I feel like I'm not convincing you right now, am I?
Mm-mm,
No.
mm-mm, because we both
You
not gonna keep our eye on the puck. Imma be knee deep in a nacho like, "Ah!"
Yes, if we ever go, they do have areas where there's like a big net, so that will be our area, so we don't have to pay attention.
Okay,
So,
fair,
yeah. I'll
fair.
get you there one day. So, but yeah, that was it. Hockey, some ice skating. It was nice here. It was 8 degrees Celsius, so that's probably like the coldest day in LA ever on record. But to us,
Mm,
it was like a hot spring day. So I loved
mm.
that. It's been
It
hot
was
where you
like
are, right?
it's literally yesterday. I think they went to the pool yesterday, like and laid out. Like it's been. I think this weekend was like high 80s, 90s. Yeah, it was hot. It was hot.
Hey, better. I'm going to LA 2 weeks today, so I'm just praying for that weather to stick around. It's
Yeah,
supposed. Is it
it's
usually hot
weird.
there?
It's weird. Let me see. It's usually hot, but we've been getting
Mhm.
some rainy
Mhm.
weeks, like randomly it'll just be hot, 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 and then we'll get some rainy weeks. Like today there's a high of 74, 76. Tomorrow the lowest we have, yeah, oh, it's nice. The lowest we
Oh,
have
good.
this week is 68.
Okay. Well, I hope it stays there for the 2 weeks after. But we're going to Palm Springs too, which I know is
Which is hotter.
hotter there, right? Okay.
Mhm.
So at least I get a little sunshine, I hope. But I shouldn't jinx it. I should knock on wood
You
because
yeah. I think you'll
I'll
be
bring
good.
the rain and the cold. At least no snow. We won't have
Yeah.
that there. So,
Yeah.
should we get into the Beverly Hills shenanigans?
Yeah, let's get into it. We didn't see Amanda like barely.
No.
This we seen one little scene with her.
I actually
So,
saw some report that like Lisa Rinna's coming back to replace Amanda. I don't know how
mm,
valid that is. Like I said, Andy's been defending Amanda a lot. I know she went on Watch What Happens Live this week, and people liked her appearance. They thought she did good from what I saw in the comments. So,
mhm.
like we said before, she has no self awareness. She definitely gives us stuff to talk about. So I do like that, but I just don't know that she's meshing well with the group. But they're a hard group to mesh with. Like they're not really welcoming to the new people. So I don't know. It's not a good sign though that she's not really in this episode. So
Yeah.
see what happens going
Yeah.
forward. So we see that PK is taking Dorit's kids to Disneyland and he's with them. He's seeming to be a good dad. So what did you think about that? Is that proving Dorit wrong on all of her trash talking of him or no?
I I mean, I don't know because she's making it seem like she's okay with it and she's happy about it and like it's like kind of like a finally this is what I've been asking for and wanting,
Mhm.
not like oh I was lying about it and it's like oh now I'm finally getting through to him and now it's happening so
Yeah.
wonderful, you know?
Yeah,
But
it
I
seemed
agree with the ladies that she's kind of just like, meh, you know?
all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, we're still confused about what happened with that chat with Mauricio, like, the text. I guess she was lying, he was lying, I don't know who was lying. It seemed more like she was, but we never got, like, a full answer on that. She didn't show any receipts, though, so I guess she was the one lying. It's funny, though, in this episode, not to jump ahead, but Kyle saying, like, her being late, and so she's like, that's been Dorit every season since I started watching her on here. I think she's been on 10 seasons now. She's
Oh.
always being late all the time for everything. They've always joked about it. When we went to BravoCon and we saw the Watch What Happens Live,
Mhm.
and it's very like timed, Dorit came late to that. She got on stage like 15 minutes after everybody else and they made a thing. So that was back in 2023. So
Okay.
I just find it weird that Kyle's sort of trying to equate that to like something to do
Okay.
with the divorce because this is always being Dorit.
That's good to know, though.
Hmm.
That's good to know because I was like, "Oh, because
Something's
Kyle
going
said
on.
it." Yeah, because
Mhm.
Kyle said it, I'm like, "Oh, okay." And as a first-time Beverly Hills house watcher, I didn't know that Dorit's always late, so somebody
Yeah.
who doesn't know that would think, "Oh, it's because of her
Yeah, she's manic or
divorce or
whatever Kyle
whatever."
said.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, no, she's always been this way. Like Kyle did say in that one scene, like, "Oh, it wasn't a glam thing," but it's always a glam thing with Therese. She never not coming to a scene not glammed up. She's coming done up every time. So I think that's part of it. And I think we all have those friends that's like a scattered person that's late to everything, and she's just always being that friend. So
Mhm,
her coming to the airport an hour late, or like when Kyle said I was at home or at the airport and she was still at home, that's been a common thread through every season. So I don't know why she's trying to like use that as, because I think Boza was right when she said that could be used against her now in her divorce, what she's
mhm.
saying, what Kyle's saying about Dorit. So Kyle's just not being like girl's girl, right? But should
Yeah.
she be? I don't know. She just seems like not on Dorit's side whatsoever, but I don't understand why.
Same. I agree. I'm kinda like, I don't know, are you just trying to, like, create something so that you have a dog in this fight? Because other
Yeah,
than your issues with Dorit, you don't really have anything going on this season. Like, you and Mauricio stuff is just kinda like, I don't
boring.
know what the hell is going on, because it's like, yeah, like, if she's always late and you're talking about how she's spending money and you're kinda talking about her behind her back, which isn't
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it almost feels like Kyle is like jealous in some way that Dorit is having this contentious divorce, because obviously when a woman's having a divorce and talking about the man ain't shit, like us as women and the audience rally around her, right? And we're like, PK sucks, which he we already knew he sucks. But because Kyle, for her family or for whatever reason, she's still in love with him, wants to keep things good with Mauricio, so she doesn't really like air all the dirty laundry on screen. She's not really getting that moment, because she could
Yeah.
be on there being like, he's out with 25-year-olds, he's embarrassing me, and like really
Yeah.
going hard on Mauricio. And we'd all be like, yay, Kyle. But she's wanting to keep things cute with him. So we as an audience don't know what's actually going on. We don't know how she really feels, how he's really treating her behind the scenes. So I think she's just kind of upset that Dorit is okay to sacrifice that, like, keeping things good for the sake of the kids and keeping things good for like co-parenting for the victim type edit, and it seems like
Yeah.
she's more mad about that, because I just cannot imagine that she cares as much about PK. It's not adding up to
Right.
me.
Cause it seemed like when Dorit and PK were like, when she was talking to her daughter and like PK got on the camera, I mean, obviously you have to put up a little facade in front of your
Yeah.
kids. Like, it seemed okay, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and she's really been, like, trying to throw him under the bus with the drinking again, and I think Kyle is right in saying that could affect Dorit's divorce, but that's not really her place to say. If Dorit wants to trash him on camera, what if you're trying to tell her that's a bad idea, that's just making you look bad, like you're trying to protect PK, and
Right.
I
It's
just
like
don't get.
you tell her once,
Mhm.
you it's been said, this could affect your divorce. I think that's valid. That's a valid concern as a friend. Like, you don't want to
Mhm.
do anything to affect your divorce, but it's like, if you've told her and she doesn't care, you consistently saying it is not going to make her like change her mind. Like, you kind
No.
of just have to let her do what she's gonna do, and if it affects her divorce later down the line, it's like, "That's what I was trying to
Yeah.
tell you, girl," but, like, you can't just, like, because then, yeah, then it comes off seeming like a hater, or, like, why do you care what she's doing so much? Why do you care if she's talking about her ex so much? Like,
Yeah.
let her live.
Yeah, it's just it feels like Kyle cares more about protecting Mauricio and PK than being there for Dorit. So, did they do Dorit dirty by showing that her card wasn't working, but then it was really just a fraud alert, or she said it was a fraud alert? Do you think it was a fraud alert,
I
or she
think it
got no
was a
money?
fraud alert. I think it was a
Mhm.
fraud alert because my bank be doing that to me too, and I'd be real
It's so
mad, okay?
embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing because it can happen when you're even if you're in your state and you're just spending more money than like you typically do, but
Yeah.
let you be out of state. Oh yeah, that shit's declining every time. And
Yeah.
like, it's happened to me. So that's the only reason why. And usually they'll send you an email or they'll send you a text like right away, like, was this you?
Yeah.
Lord, if you don't have no service, you're screwed. Like,
Right?
so
Yeah.
I think it was a fraud alert, but it did I was like, "Oh my god, so trifling." Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's spending all this money and like she's talking
Mhm.
about money issues and acting like, she's got to really buckle down. So I don't know about spending five
Mhm.
grand in a store.
That's crazy. I mean, I don't know her financial situation, that we only know what has been said on the show all these years, and it's always been like, whispers that PK and her have money problems. They
Hmm.
obviously had this robbery, and then right after that robbery, she had another bunch of cash stolen from her. They've always had these like strange things to do with money, and she said
Hmm.
herself that like I think they've been in foreclosure at one point, but it was like a mistake. I don't know.
Uh-uh.
It's not giving that they're both financially well off. And now Dorit did say she's working hard, busting her ass. We see her doing ads. She's got the show. So of course she deserves to treat herself.
Right.
But I just think when you're in a divorce, I don't think she owns her own property. I don't think she's like setting herself up for future success. You never
She
know
has
when
a
the show's gonna go away.
$30,000 handbag,
That's
okay?
crazy.
You have a
Yeah.
$30,000
I think she has a
handbag.
lot of them too.
And
Like
Birkins actually increase in value. So whatever you buy it for, it actually
mhm.
increases in value. So you can sell them bags and be real good, okay? Like you can
Yeah.
be real, 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 real good, you know?
Maybe that's her plan. Maybe the purses and everything is just like a retirement savings plan, and one day she'll sell it all. But yeah, I don't know if she's making that kind of money where she can blow 5 grand at what was it? Love Shack
Love
Fancy.
Shark Fancy.
Hmm.
Yeah, they
It was
have
cute
those.
stuff.
They have cute stuff, and it's not cheap. It's expensive. Like
Yeah.
they sell their. I've tried their fragrances before because they do have them
Hmm.
at Sephora, but I'm pretty sure that they have. I've seen a storefront before. I think it's in Orange County though, but they do
Hmm.
have a storefront. Not my style of stuff. I ain't spending $300 on a dress. I'm
No.
sorry. Like unless it's
No.
something real fancy.
Yeah, and Dorit for years has been that person in their confessionals and like head to toe Chanel and very much about the image. And so whenever we see that on these housewife shows, it's always the ones that end up bankrupt or going to jail or something happening because they just care so much about keeping up appearances that they put themselves
Mhm.
into trouble. So, yeah, I hope she's doing as well as she's showing off. But I feel like no matter how much money I had, I wouldn't be spending 30 grand on a purse. So I think it's to
That
each their own.
seems
But
crazy. I think
yeah, they're
everyone
just,
has their thing. Like some people have
hmm
like a thing with purses or like shoes. Like I have a thing with shoes,
hmm
and I can't tell you how long it took for me to like just pull the trigger and just get like a designer pair of shoes because I'm like,
yeah.
I just always wanted one, but just one, just one.
Yeah,
I don't need like, I'm 30 bands on a purse is crazy. You can get a small
it
car.
is.
You can get a
Yeah.
Honda,
And I don't, like, take good enough care of my stuff that way. Like, I lose stuff or I wanna accidentally spill or drop it or lose it and not stress, and that just feels like it would be very stressful to
And you
walk
see
around
she
with
just,
30
like,
grand.
left it on the counter while she was shopping. Do you
Mhm.
know how many places I have left my purse, like, to where I'm like, "Did I leave?" I have to call
Yeah.
my sister, "Did I leave my purse at your house?" It's like, "Yeah, you left it right here on the cabinet." I'm like, "Oh, okay,
Oh,
well,
no.
oops," like, I just leave my purse.
There's also the other side of it that it could be not real. There's that. Maybe she's just a good faker. We need, like, a magnifying glass to
DH
really
Gate
check
got
it.
some good dupes, that's all I'm saying. The Gate has some good dupes, and you'd be surprised at how many people buy stuff off of there because they know, like, no one's ever gonna think this is fake because of
Mhm.
me and my image and my status and you just get a really good dupe.
Yeah, and I mean, that would be financially smart of her, so I hope that's what she's doing because I know she really cares about keeping up this appearance on the show, and so I don't know what her salary is per season of Beverly Hills, but the looks that she's constantly pulling, I would feel like you're spending more than your salary on your clothes,
Mm,
and that
mm,
just doesn't feel like a good financial decision. So, if she's
yeah.
getting the dupes, good for her, that's what I would do. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I probably would just have a cheap one, but if I
Who's
really
gonna
cared about it
know? Who's gonna know? They're never gonna
exactly.
know. Nobody's gonna walk up to you and authenticate your bag.
No, if it's just for the show, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's estimated that well, no, wait, that was 2022, that she makes 100 grand for a season. So, like, that's really good,
Mhm.
but, not enough. Like, you would spend that
That's
in
good. That's good. That's good, but
mhm,
compared to, like, her lifestyle, that's not I'm pretty sure that's not enough for her lifestyle. She lives a very expensive life, you know?
I don't know if we can really believe this because this is saying that Kyle makes 500 grand a season and Erica gets 600 grand. Now, why would Erica get more than Kyle? That doesn't seem legit. I guess she does have more going on to talk about, but
Yeah. Those things are always up in the air. You can't really
yeah,
trust them. Yeah.
no. Yeah, I would love to know what they actually make, but they definitely keep that quiet. So, but I can't imagine Erica making more than Kyle,
Yeah.
but maybe because she's willing to take more of the heat.
Yeah.
Because Kyle ain't sharing nothing with us. She's talking about Dorit the whole time. We don't know what's really happening in her life. So who knows? Um, this thing with Sutton. Now I know you haven't watched other seasons, but I swear this is the first we're hearing that her ex-husband is with her friend. Now, why
Yeah.
has she not been talking? That's crazy tea. So I don't know why she hasn't shared this with us before.
Like a good friend. She said we raised our kids together. Like,
Diabolical.
and she
That's
found out from her kid telling her.
Yeah, that's awful. She doesn't. She's never talked much about her ex, and I don't know if that's because NDAs or whatever. Her kids have always appeared on the show, but I think they're over 18, so they don't need his permission to do that. So I guess maybe she just wants to keep things cute because she gets 300 grand a month from him, which is amazing. So I wouldn't
Very.
have much. I'd be like, you want to date my friend? Date all my friends. I don't
Date
care.
all my friends. 300 grand each friend. Take your pick.
Right? It's like, I think that might have been part of their settlement, like, to she can't really talk bad about him, I'm sure. So, but that's just a fact. He's dating my friend as a fact. So, and nice of her to agree to the annulment because now he can marry this new woman. So that I feel like there had to be some sort of financial compensation to make that work.
For
So,
sure.
and
For
maybe that
sure.
was part of it where she said, I want to be able to talk more about it on the show. Cause yeah, this whole time she's just been kind of like, I got a divorce, he left, and that was it. We didn't know that it was, like, scandalous in this way,
Yeah,
so
like, so he left her for her friend.
yeah. Now bring them on the show, and now you got a
Yeah, now
show.
we got
So
a
maybe
show.
that's what they're soft launching. Because I saw Melissa Gorga, you never watched New Jersey, that's been off the air for a few years, but basically Teresa was on the show for 1 season or 2 seasons, and then the producers just reached out to her knowing she had, like, a contentious relationship with her sister-in-law and was like, "You guys wanna come on the show?" And so that was, like, the starting of this massive feud because it was Teresa's thing, and then they just brought her sister-in-law on for that. So that's what they need to be doing is having Sutton's ex on. I don't know if he's into this, but I bet his wife might be. So
I bet his wife might be bring her on. If he don't
yeah,
wanna come, bring her on.
we don't need
That's
him.
tea. We don't need
Yeah,
him.
I hope that's what they're launching because yeah, we don't have enough scandals with the other divorces. Like, I don't want to hear Dorit complain about PK anymore. We get it. You think he's a bad
Yeah.
dad, but there's not really a lot else to say. And Kyle
Mhm.
is the only one that has a problem with it apparently. So,
Mhm.
we see Erica have a little therapy session. So that was
Sad.
sad.
It's very interesting to see her cry because you never really see her
Yeah.
cry.
I always wonder about these like TV therapy though. Like,
Same, same. Oh
is
my god, same.
isn't that
Because
break like HIPAA laws or something? I
I
guess if you're
don't
okay with your own therapy session, but it doesn't feel like legit therapy when it's on TV, right?
right. Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
thought. I feel like we seen in one of the other something else we watched this week, they were doing that, and I had the same thought. Like,
Oh,
why are we in here?
Tommy and Mercedes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's weird.
yeah,
Yeah.
why are we in here? I'm like, yeah, I know we've seen some therapy happening, and it does seem like weird, right? Like, this can't be
Yeah.
weird, right? Like, this can't be right.
No. I would think any good therapist would say, "No, this you actually need help. We're gonna do this off camera. Like, you don't putting a camera here isn't gonna make you be your authentic self. But I think maybe with Erica, she's been doing therapy for a while. So if you have like established a good relationship and it's been a while, then it could work. But like with Tommy and Mercedes, it was like that seemed like a first session. That doesn't seem like it's gonna help anybody. So
Mhm,
it's
mhm,
kind of like the lie detector test on TV. It's like for TV only, not effective therapy here. So
mhm.
but Erica's been doing it for a while, so yeah, I didn't realize she still had so many financial issues from this divorce. So you know the whole like backstory with the
He
her ex and who was like ripping off all the
and
clients,
he's in
taking all the
jail, right?
yeah,
Right, and old and, like, likely gonna
very
die in
old, yeah.
prison, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's like 80 and so it's just been a whole thing the whole time of what Erica knew, right? It's like he was the lawyer with all the money. She spent all the money, but did she know? And I feel like I'm on Erica's side here only because I feel like my husband and I have a good open relationship, but I don't necessarily like look through his work finances. Like if
Yeah,
he's not ripping anyone off, but if he was, I don't think that I would know that. You know, you'd
yeah.
have to go. I barely do my own bank account. I don't know what's happening over there. So I'm like, you definitely, if they're asking you to sign things, that's the problem, I think, because he might have been like, sign this, do this. And so Kyle has said too, like, I don't always look into it. You just trust your spouse, right? You wouldn't think
Yeah,
they're trying to get you in trouble. So,
yeah, yeah.
but I know with Teresa's situation, that didn't help her. She signed stuff for her husband and she had to do jail time. So, even though she said, like, I didn't know what he was doing, and he said, I'll do her jail time, like, it still didn't matter. If you
Oh,
sign the stuff,
wow.
you're in charge. So,
Oop, read them paperwork, ladies. These men is trifling. They'll have your ass in
yes.
the slammer, okay?
Yes. Yeah, so I see why she's worried. Like, I think her tears are genuine, and that's a lot of stress. So,
Yeah.
um, then we meet Rachel's family, which was super cute. Her
Sweet, yeah.
parents, yeah. Um,
Sweet, cute, no thoughts.
no, I know. I'm like, I really like Rachel. I think she's a good addition to the cast, and
It's
she's
it's
being
it's it's weird because she's not, like, full of drama, and it's like but I still,
no.
like her, and I feel like she has a good is adding a good element to the show.
Yeah, she's doing what Kyle's not doing effectively, which is like being open and real about what happened in your divorce without like trashing him. Do you know what I mean? Like she's not lying and sugarcoating the way Kyle is. I mean, like everything's great. We're best friends and co-parents. She's being
So,
honest.
her man cheated on her and told
See,
her
she's being vague about it, so
vague,
we're not
yeah,
getting details, but you can sense that kind of what I gathered from everything, because they were together a long time. Like he was on her old show, so like I think she said like 25 years or something. And
yeah,
so, kind of what I gathered about it was they were sort of like separating on and off through those couple years, those last couple years, and
okay.
probably just never talked about whatever they were doing at that time, like if you're hooking up or whatever. And I think what I was gathering is that he kind of met someone that he actually wanted to be with, right? So he had to tell her
Oh,
like we actually have to get separated. And that's what I got because she said, he told me, he called me, and then they had to fight. And she said, I can't go back or something. So I don't know if you call that cheating because it seems like they weren't on solid ground, but,
yeah, I
or
didn't like
maybe,
how and Kyle was talking shit in her confessional about her too. Like, I was like,
yeah,
"Yeah, say it to her face then." Like, you know what I mean? Give us a
yeah.
show. If you don't give us a show, to be like, "Oh, well, what did you expect? You're setting the precedent for your marriage. Like, you cheated on him and then got bragging about getting a
Hmm.
ring the next day."
Yeah, it's Kyle's being like a pick me, not girl's girl. I see her point, I guess, like, you're starting your relationship off as cheating, but I I think if you think back to that time frame, which I think that would have been probably, like, early 2000s, right? Like, I remember the only reason I think I got engaged is because Beyoncé came out with Single Ladies. So, when we went to the club, this is all you would do in your man's face the whole time. You'd be like,
If you
if
like
you
it, then you should have put a ring on it. Don't
yes,
be mad
and
once you see that he want
it
it.
scared the men. It literally
It's
terrified them because they
cute.
were like we, like, bullied them into getting engaged because they were like, damn, like, because that does happen a lot in life where you have this great relationship, they don't wanna commit, and then you find someone better after, right? And then the men are sliding down a wall, like you say. So, Beyonce just alerted them, "You will be sliding down a wall, so you gotta get your shit together." So I think that was way before Beyonce, but I think that was at a time where it was like, you were in a relationship to get married. And if you're in it for 4 years and the man's not proposing, that's basically like, we're not together. Like, if you don't wanna propose, I'm gonna do what I wanna do, and so
Yeah.
it's still considered cheating, but I see her point of, like, how that could it was probably like, "We're breaking up and I'm moving on unless we're getting married." So, that kinda thing, but
Mm.
I guess Kyle's right, like, it's not a great way to start the relationship, but he had the option to say, "Oh, okay, you're hooking up, I don't wanna get married to you, so, like, let's end this," and he was like, "No, wait, you are gonna be with other people, I don't want you to do that, let's get married." So they
Yeah.
probably consider anything before engagement as, like, single, which is not really true, but
No, but
no.
like you said, you have a point, 4 years, things are not progressing. Sometimes men need that, like, scare in
Mhm.
them, but I can't tell you how many times I've heard something similar to where it's like, we were together, and then after I did dogged him out, like, after I cheated, like, he proposed or he committed or,
Yeah,
there's a whole, like, side of TikTok that's all they talk about is, like, how,
yeah,
once I cheated, then he proposed and yada, yada, yada. Not saying that that's the way, not encouraging anybody to do
no,
that. I don't believe that's the way. I think that men can't get over cheating and they will leave your ass. But I don't know. That's just
yeah.
my opinion. Like, um,
I it was probably more like it sounds like they've had an on and off type of a thing, even in their divorce, right? So I'm
mhm.
sure it wasn't like she was with him that day, love you, kissing you, we're so solid, and then I go off. And I'm sure they were in like one of those dips or like,
It was
okay, we're
like
taking
she
space or
literally was
something.
like
She didn't explain
basically
it
like
well.
she didn't explain it well,
No.
and she was definitely like, I basically met the hottest guy I've ever seen in my life. And
Hmm.
I had to just go for it. Like you just gonna have to see it through at this point.
Yeah.
Because you might not get this chance again. So
Yeah, it is interesting though that that would happen, and it seems like she was traveling a lot and he would be not worried. Now, the suspicious part of me is just thinking, "This doesn't sound right," right? And, like, he probably was like, "Oh, she's having sex with other people, I'm gonna do that too. This is the perfect relationship for me." So, who knows? Maybe he thought her having sex with someone else takes all that guilt away from him and he can do what he wants. So, I don't know that I would trust that he was behaving himself, but she's pretty public. I'm sure we would have heard if he wasn't.
yeah, and I mean, she seems to think that they've had a solid enough relationship that he doesn't cheat on her. She said in that
Yeah.
sentence, like, he's never lied to me about anything in his life, I
Mhm.
think is what she said. And then she was like, and
Yeah.
then now, he told her about his transgressions, you know?
Yes.
So
Yeah, I think she's being open and honest and real and genuine, but also holding stuff back knowing her kids could watch it. So I think she's doing a better job at this divorce navigating than we're getting from Kyle and
for
Dorit.
sure.
Like, it doesn't feel like Kyle is being genuine at all. She's just like sunshine and rainbows with
Yeah.
Mauricio,
Yep.
and Dorit is pushing too hard on the PK is trash and I'm doing nothing wrong. So I feel like Rachel's just being more real. So I like her perspective. But it is funny that they're all going through a divorce. Like I said, this should have been more of like a wild trip, but it felt kinda,
It was
I wanna see
tame.
them go have
It
some fun. Yeah,
it
they
was
did try,
definitely
but
tame.
yeah. So what did you think about Keely and Bose's talk at the dinner where he soft launched being broke?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that's what I gathered. You're soft launching, not having a job. Why are we talking? What is happening here?
Yeah.
Um, oh, run. No, just
He worries
kidding.
me. Yeah.
Run. No.
I I don't wanna we're too suspicious of men sometimes, and Bo seems really happy, and she's obviously a very smart woman. But something about him, I don't know. It's like, I get that he wants a baby so bad, but she is 48, and he's not giving, like, "I love you no matter what." But
How
he
old
said
is
that at
he,
the end.
though? Because he looks right up there.
Yeah.
That hairline, he's hanging on to it. Don't think I didn't see them patches because I did. I saw that sheer hairline, sir. Sometimes you just got to let it go. Get the
That's a good
transplant, get the hairspray, or let it go.
Yeah, that's a good question because it's all about, like, her age, and she's too old, but, I think men do have babies when they're older, but it doesn't always work, like, I don't know what the science is exactly on it, but, yeah, I don't know. He did say at the end, like, "I don't no matter what, like, I still wanna be with you," but, like, are you buying that?
Yeah, especially if he's soft launching being broke, like, he's
That's
like,
true.
"I need" if the baby is what?
He's 50, what the hell?
Oh,
He's 50, so why is it maybe it's, like,
he
both
just
of
maybe
us
he
then.
doesn't have kids, maybe?
I guess not.
Maybe he doesn't have kids and he wants kids, but it's definitely like if he soft launched being broke, he was like, "Okay, I thought the baby was gonna be my insurance plan, but if that's not gonna happen, like, I just still need you to know that I love you and I do still wanna marry you, but
Mhm.
what if something happens with my career?" It's like, I don't know. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. What do you guys
No.
think? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
Was he
let us
soft
know.
launching being broke? Because that's what it was giving to me.
Yeah, it's definitely like yeah, he was sort of trying to say like if you can't give me a baby, that's fine, but what if I quit my job and you support me? What if that's the trade-off? So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think if he doesn't wants a baby that bad, it seems like they could have a child together very easily, just not biologically. So why are they not both just like, well, we're almost like we're 50, almost 50, and that boat sailed, but that doesn't mean we can't adopt or have a child together. It's just biologically not likely at all. So
Yeah.
if that's so important to him, like I guess I don't know. I
We
guess at
were
50 a
going
man is
dating past your deal breakers once again,
yes,
you
we
know?
say not a good idea. So I hope I trust her judgment and I'm sure he's great. And it's just not coming across well with what he's saying, but they will do that, right? It'll be a whole dinner of great things he said, but they showed us, what if I don't have no money? And that's what we're focused on now. So
Yeah.
the editors are doing him dirty if he's
Yeah.
has a lot of other better things to say. So
Yeah, because she was like, "It's not about that, like, it's, not about the financial security." So and, she was like, "As long as the other things don't stop," and then they did kind of finish off the conversation with him saying like, "Oh, don't worry, like, I'm gonna still, like, work on my businesses, so I need to know how much money he got." Like, that's how nosy I am. I wanna know what the
yeah.
businesses are, I wanna know how much money you got, and I want to know, are you, like, soft launch like,
Yeah.
was this like,
Yeah.
what's happening here?
Yeah, it feels like a weird thing to say because I feel like a lot of men would never be like, I won't have money. That just wouldn't even like enter your thoughts because whatever you're doing should be like
Well, obviously, you can see that Bose herself, like, has money and she's established herself and she's, well taken care of. So, yeah, it is a very weird thing to say. Like, I'm not with you for your money. I have my own money. So, why would you? You're basically just trying to say, yeah, like you soft launch and being broke. And that's a red fucking flag.
yeah, it's just not something he should really be thinking about. But I do see a lot of people on Reddit are like questioning him too. So I feel bad if he really is like a good guy, but you can't blame us. This is what we're always shown these men that are trouble. So until you prove otherwise, we're suspicious of you. So give it a couple years, see how it goes. I hope it works out because she seems very in love with him. So that
Yeah.
also scares me because sometimes when we're so in love like that,
Oh,
the
you miss
flags.
all
Yeah,
the red flag. Up, that's not red, that's pink. Up,
yeah,
that's not red, that's orange. Up, nope, that's off white. Like, nope, it's you don't see them.
yeah. I forgot that Bose had a man before Keeley that she said he was a whole liar, a con artist.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, it's like, obviously, she's such an intelligent woman, businesswoman, amazing, but if, you've been in love before and they could trick you, it could happen again because the heart is distracting sometimes, so,
It will play tricks on your mind. It most
yes,
certainly will. And men are manipulative and they tug on the heartstrings of desperate women. So not saying
true.
that Bose is desperate.
No,
I'm
no,
just
no.
saying. I'm just saying. in
Yeah.
general, you know?
Yeah, and I think just like a man, any woman that's super successful with a lot of money, you just kind of have to be more on the lookout for that, right? Like that's obviously going to attract the wrong kind of person
Yeah,
sometimes. So,
yeah.
well, any other thoughts on the episode before we move on to the valley?
No,
All right, the finale already. I
the
guess it
finale,
only has.
I realized that at the end when they were wrapping up everyone's story, I was like, "Oh, this is the last one."
Yeah, I thought not to jump to the end, but the end was so interesting. It felt like they were really tying everything off in case it didn't ever come back again, right? Because they didn't know when they aired it if people were going to watch. And it really felt like it didn't leave any. I mean, there's definitely some fights that can be resolved, but everybody they kind of gave like a nice little loose ending to. I mean, not loose ending. And so they didn't know if it was coming back. I kind of get the feeling like this cast is hard to manage. They're like very strong personalities, and we really wanted a reunion, but they're not getting get one, which is so sad.
Yeah, 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 I agree. I was like, "Oh, this did seem like they were wrapping it up in a nice little bow.
Yeah,
Here you go."
there hasn't been an official season 2 announcement, has there? I think people have said it, but
No, but when we talked to Reza, it was almost, like, implied that there was
mhm.
1,000 like, gonna be one, you know?
Yeah, they started filming it last time in April, so I would think it'll be any day. But yeah, there's not been any like official word from Bravo, but it did so well. I can't even imagine that they wouldn't. So we'll just assume that is coming back.
Yeah.
But to go back to the start of the episode, Tannen was like all lovey about Greg and called him an angel. Then that's not the vibe we were getting all season, right? I didn't think they liked each other. So what
Literally
happened?
thought they hated each other. I
They
was
don't even sleep
almost
in the same room.
I was almost certain of it. That's so funny because I forgot that they didn't sleep in the same room until this episode when he came in and brought her coffee and she had the dogs in the bed. And
Yeah.
I was like, where the hell does he sleep? Like, there's not really a lot of space over there. And then he was like, then when she was like, oh, you could come in here sometimes. And he was
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, yeah, they don't sleep in the same bed.
If you caught your man texting or some woman texting him at 2 a.m. after he went for dinner, like, would you really be, like, not wanting to sleep in the same room as them? I feel like he's over in his own bed, like, texting away all night to other girls.
No,
That's what
that's
it
how
feels
this
like.
one man tricked me for a long time, bitch. Like, I was like, there's no way that he has anyone else. Like, we'd be on the phone, on FaceTime all night long, early in the morning. So I'm like, if there was a woman there, like, where,
Yeah.
and
She
she
was
was
in
in the other bedroom.
oh my god.
Yep. Girl.
Yeah, it
They be
gives
trifling. They be trifling.
yeah, I just don't trust a man to his own devices like that, just in his own little bedroom, just reading a book. I don't think so. They're doing something, so but I
Hmm.
guess for some couples, when they get older, their sleep issues, the snoring, what's it called? CPAP machine,
Hmm.
then it makes a little more sense. But these two, they don't even have any kids. They're young. It doesn't feel like they shouldn't be able to sleep in the same room, but
Yeah.
it's weird. But whatever works for them, I guess. Then
Yeah.
we see Merce and Reza have like a little fight, sort of, which was sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I thought, you know, I didn't think that I'm just kind of going off of what you're telling me and
Yeah.
trying to give you my feedback of what I think. And then you
Hmm.
tell me that I'm crossing a boundary. I'm not crossing a boundary. I'm actually, and see, this is why you can't get in motherfuckers' relationships and that's why I don't play this shit because this happened with a friend of mine who you're asking
Hmm.
me for my advice and you're telling me things and giving, and then when I give you my honest opinion, then you want to get offended by what I said. Like, then don't
Yeah.
ask me my opinion. And it's like, I felt like he was just giving feedback based off of what he's hearing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think she came at him really kind of wild.
Yeah, it's so hard when a friend like vents all the time about their relationship and then you're finally like, yeah, he kind of sucks. And they're like, whoa, like that's crossing a boundary. I don't want to hear that. And it's like, you told me all this bad stuff. Like, you want me to be a bad friend and say, yeah, keep putting up with that? Or do you want me to tell you what I really think? So I feel like she's just doing damage control because she knew that the season will come out and she'll see how much they were all trashing him and he's gonna be mad, so she felt like she had to stand up for him a little, or maybe she felt like people were gonna come at her like that's your husband and you've not really stood up for him at all.
Mhm,
You
maybe.
never know how things are gonna play out. And like we've said, he does have kind of a good reason to keep his distance with this group because I think he ended up in jail at one point over fighting with them. So
Mhm.
she definitely didn't have to come so hard at him though. She could have just said, like, I appreciate your advice. I know you're looking out for me as a friend, but I have to figure this out on my own. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
and I
blame
mean,
him
all
for
he was
being
saying was like, I get it. Like, I think a lot of parents go through that to where it's like they really want to just stay together for the sake of the kid, but it's like
yeah.
to what? Like to your own detriment, to your own unhappiness, like, you know? And I think like you said, I think it's how you say something. Like, I think she could have definitely been like, "Thank you. I appreciate you. I know that this is coming from a place of love." Like my
Mhm.
fucking friend should have said to me,
Yeah.
but instead of like being offended and being on the attack, so
Well, and I think when that happens, it's because you're speaking the truth that they don't wanna hear, right? Because we obviously know Marissa and Tommy have separated now, so everything Reza was saying was right, and she just wasn't ready to hear it. So that's probably what happened with your friend, where she knew you were right, but she wanted to be with this guy. So she's like, I don't want to have anyone telling me the truth in my life right now because
yeah,
then I might not be able to be with this person. So
yeah.
then there's a little scene with Reza Jackson and Gigi flirting, but they both have told us in interviews that it's just friend vibes. So
Yeah, it's definitely giving friend vibes, like, it's "Stand on my back, we're going to
yeah,
a salt house," like, ain't
he's
no
like her
sex
girlfriend.
happening there. Exactly, they're besties. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. What did you think of the therapy session with Merce and Tommy?
I mean, I thought he was getting angry, like, the therapist had to tell him, like, "You need to work on your anger."
Mhm,
Live and in action, we saw, like, how their relationship plays out, what he says that he feels like he's always getting criticized. I'm sure we didn't even see them getting into the nitty-gritty of it, but you see him
mhm.
getting angry, and Merce is just shutting down, she's just sitting there. So I think the therapist got a pretty good
Yeah.
example of, what the hell's going on, so
Yeah, so concerning that he would act like that with the therapist right there and the cameras. So, like, how is he acting behind the scenes with
I
just the 2
think
of
he
them?
just like, I think that and I don't mean to generalize people from New York, but it just reminds me of Michael Rappaport, like,
Yeah.
where they're just like, "We're from New York, like, this is just how we are. We're just like we're just like this," you know?
Mhm. Yeah,
Um
just being loud, and it comes
Yeah.
across as
Yeah, as it
anger,
comes
but
across as anger, but it's not, like, we're just loud and we're just, abrasive and, we talk firm and soft people just think that we're being angry, but really we're not angry. We're just from New
mhm.
York. Like, that's like an excuse in itself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm from New York, and you're just supposed
Yeah.
to be like, "Oh, okay." You know?
Yeah, I know, I feel for Tommy, his story sounds really sad, but it's so hard when adults have kids now and they still sort of try to blame their behavior on, like, what happened when they were growing up, because I do think you have a valid reason for acting the way you do and that your childhood shaped you in that, but once you have your own kid, you can't you gotta work on it, like, you should have been in therapy a long time ago, because you can't say to your kids, "Well, this happened to me when I was 13, so that's why I treat you this way," like, that's not fair, so I think he needs the therapy, but it didn't seem like he would keep going. That's not what I got from the session.
Yeah.
It's not his
Yeah.
he's not ready yet for that.
Yeah, because people think sometimes when your therapist tells you the truth, they
Mhm.
think that you are, that like the therapist is taking the other person's side and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, screw this bitch. Like she's on her side. It's like, no, no, like this is maybe just valid.
Mhm. Probably what would have been better is separate therapy, right? So he could not feel attacked and he needs to like deal with his own shit before the marriage therapy cuz
Yeah.
he felt criticized, but she has right to criticize him. He's not behaving like a good husband. So he needs to fix that stuff before you can work on the marriage. But
Yeah.
obviously that's pointless now cuz they're not together. So
Because they're divorced.
yeah.
Okay.
That's the other option. Lots of years of therapy or divorce. So
Or divorce.
yeah. So we'll see that, I guess, on season 2 because they didn't even at the end of this episode mention it at all, right? There was not even like a screen about it, nothing.
No, there was a screen.
Oh,
about
was
the
there? Oh,
divorce. Yeah.
see, I always
Yeah.
miss this because 'cause I'm
Yeah,
listening and not
there was a
watching.
screen that said, like, Tommy and Mercedes filed for divorce as of blah, 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 and then
Uh-huh,
it said a date, and then it said a month later, she moved out, and then Tommy got a place a mile away from where
uh-huh,
they
okay.
live. So, yeah, they did give us one little screen.
Okay. I thought they didn't address it because she did say I think it was July 4th weekend. I saw her do an interview where she said something happened on July 4th.
Mhm.
That was, like, the nail in the coffin for her. But they weren't filming the show then, so we will never see exactly what went down, but it's just seeing what we saw, I think, was enough of a view into what went down. I'm sure there was a lot of fighting about the show and what was gonna be shown, what was
Mhm.
filmed, and I don't blame her for giving up. I've seen her do
Same.
more interviews recently where she's sorta, like, hinting that she would get back with him, but I don't know. That might just be for the show because I just don't see him changing at all.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
Then we see Amir and Natasha go to the grave, which I feel like we knew was coming this whole season. That's what it's all been leading up to. What did you think of that?
I thought it was really sad, and,
Mhm.
I couldn't even imagine the emotions surrounding that, like, like, Natasha and Amir seem so cute, and she's so supportive of him,
Yeah.
and he's clearly still in love with his ex-wife, and he visits her, and now you're making Natasha a part of that. I just can't imagine what that looks and or feels like, you know?
No. Did you think it was surprising that she's never gone before or not surprising? Like, it makes more sense for him to do on his
I
own.
don't know. I don't know which one makes more sense because it's like you're going by yourself and like you need
Mhm.
to have that moment with her
Yeah.
together, but then it's like I want to support you and I don't want you to feel alone, but then
Mhm.
I don't know. I
It's
don't know.
hard.
I wouldn't know how to navigate this. I
No.
genuinely wouldn't.
Very hard to, because he's there crying, obviously, at the grave, so it's like, it makes total sense, you've lost this person, that is definitely makes sense to cry over that, but then as the current wife, you'd be kinda like, "What are you crying about exactly?" Like, "Okay, so she's not here. You wish that she was," like, are you it would just be a lot of question. Grief is just so tricky in
It
general, but to
is
know
so
it's
tricky.
your husband's former wife, it would be
Yeah.
she's so supportive, like, she that's
Yeah, and then
amazing that she'll do that.
Amir, believes that his wife sent Natasha to him, and so he's, like,
Mhm.
thanking her for that. It's just so hard, and I mean, I think that that's why him and
Mhm.
Natasha connect is because she is so understanding and she gets it and she allows him to like process that grief and
Yeah.
deal with those emotions and go through it and visit as much as he needs to, and she doesn't make it about herself, which is a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. I don't know that I could do that. I feel like I'd be making it about my fucking self, you know what I mean? And it's not about that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it would be hard because it's just such a different situation than, like, an ex-wife or a divorce or, like, a relationship that ends where you know that that person wasn't right for them, and so that's why they're not with them anymore, but it's like they would be with them if this hadn't happened, so it's, hard to navigate, but she did such a good job. She's so empathetic to him and
yeah.
like you said, doesn't make it about herself. But that
Mhm.
is obviously on camera. So I don't know. I would love to know what
That's
I think.
obviously on camera. Let's see
I'm
what
not
the hell
saying
they're talking
that
about off camera.
yeah, I'm sure she's still just as supportive, but I feel like you would feel that pressure, like to know that people are watching. Now we've seen a lot of these people don't seem to let that pressure get to them and still act a fool on camera. But I feel like this must have brought up a lot for them because it's obvious that this isn't something a part of their day to day before they got on the show, and now they wanted to make this a part of the show, and so she's sort of like probably seeing and realizing a lot of things she didn't know before. So I would just be interested to know how she feels now, like watching it all back and like living through that. Like,
Yeah.
has it done anything to their marriage, changed it, or made it stronger? Like how is that? That's if we had a reunion, we could hear that, but
Right. Right.
but fine, thanks for nothing, Bravo.
Thanks
We'll
for
watch season
nothing,
2.
Bravo. I guess we'll watch season 2.
Yes, then we get to the skincare party and
Mm,
the drink throwing. Now
mm.
what did you think Gigi was valid or was that crazy behavior?
Come on. You never have a valid reason to throw a drink on anyone. She didn't do nothing to you. She didn't say nothing to
No.
you. Nothing even happened. All you heard was Reza overhear her saying that they blow things out of proportion, which in this incident, Mercedes did kind of blow what Tannen said. I mean, what Sky said out of proportion. I
Yeah.
think that Sky very accurately said what happened between her and MJ. She
Yeah.
asked me if I was going to go talk to you. I said not right now because she was surrounded by people that I don't talk to.
Mhm.
And that when you were out of that little circle tucked in that nook and cranny, that I would talk to you.
Yeah.
That's all Reza overheard them say. Like, yeah, they're gonna mix shit up and flip a story and put a 10 on it, which is what happened.
Yeah.
So,
It's exactly what happened. And yeah, Sky, I mean, I wouldn't say she was being, like, good at this party. She was being her usual, like, closed off, like, ignoring themself, but I
mhm,
think her and Tannen were, like, on the way to fixing things, and I think the rest of the cast is just annoyed with Skye at her, like, closing off from the cast. It's obviously not good for the show. You
mhm,
need to have that conflict resolution. When we interviewed Gigi and Reza, you could tell really don't like Skye, and things have gotten a lot worse since this. And then Reza Jackson, he's trying to defend her. He's more like Team Sky. So,
mhm.
but yeah, Gigi just, I mean, she has this whole thing with the girl that married Dennis, who's accusing her of assault, and something happened at a mall. So this is not great because,
Yeah, we need to get to the Gigi and Dennis of it all too. But yeah,
yeah,
I'm sorry, like that, like there was no reason for her to throw that drink. Adam actually did not tell her to throw it. And she
no,
said, should I throw it? And everybody said no. And that's the thing, because if I would have turned around and whooped your ass, I would have been wrong for ruining Tannen's party. But like
hmm
you don't just throw a drink on somebody and like
no,
think that nothing's gonna happen, because we would have been in that pool fucking tussling. You know what I mean?
hmm
But I feel like you know who to play that game with. You know who to do that with. And not
yeah,
like I don't think that Gigi's no punk ass bitch. Like I think she's definitely like ready to throw hands if needed. And I think she does antagonize people to, you know, throw hands. And
yeah,
if I was Sky, I would throw like I would have probably left. I was actually surprised Sky did not leave. She was able to like dial
hmm
it back in. I personally, as Tannen, would have asked Gigi to leave. I would have been like,
hmm
this is my event. This could have
yeah,
gone a very separate way had you messed with the wrong bitch. But like you're gonna have to leave. It's not
yeah,
as simple as like, oh, tell her not to come near me, tell her not to talk to me. You did
hmm
this unprovoked. That she didn't do anything to you but take a picture. She was taking a picture.
yeah,
She got too close for you and you throw a drink on her? Get the fuck out my house. Like, get
yeah.
out of my house.
Yeah, I went back and watched after she said Adam said, yeah. So the only person that said do it was Reza F. But then he was like, no, 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 don't. And like tried to like pull her away. But I did see Adam be like, oh, no, you tripped. So I think he was more on the fence of like, you should do this. But he definitely didn't say do it,
Mhm.
that we saw at least. So
Yeah.
she
Oh,
was
you
trying to
tripped.
blame them. Yeah. He was
At
like,
least she didn't
maybe he was,
lie. At least she didn't lie about what happened. Like she didn't
yeah.
say, "No, it was an accident." Like,
Yeah.
at least she kept it a stack.
And she got it mostly on Natasha too. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
yeah. It wasn't even, like, on Sky really, so her
Natasha's like,
aim
"I
was
don't
bad.
know, something happened. I felt water." Like, "Girl, you know
Yeah.
exactly what happened. You were right there."
Yeah. I think they didn't wanna go against Gigi, but,
Yeah.
uh so you wanted to talk about Gigi and Dennis.
Just yeah. What the fuck? Now he is helping out with your place, and he's gonna help
Mhm.
with the rent, and
I guess this is just because of being business partners, and so he feels like because obviously Gigi is the face of Intimately Gigi. If it makes a lot of money and Dennis benefits from that, he feels like he has to keep her happy, so but, like, paying someone's whole rent is a lot to make them
he's paying a
happy.
portion of her rent, but
Yeah.
it's like it's you obviously, like you said, there's a business element to it, but if that was the case, then it's like whatever you're making from the business, you use that to pay your bills. It's not like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I got," that I'm paying your rent out of my
Yeah.
salary, not out of the salary that we're making collectively together. No, there
Yeah.
it's a personal thing, and like she said when we spoke to her, I don't even know how much we were able to leave in, but like she
Yeah.
said, when we spoke to her, they just have a very unique relationship that I think none of us
Mhm.
will ever understand, and it's definitely not business, okay? It's very,
Oh.
very, very personal, okay?
We asked her to explain it, she explained it all, and I still felt confused, and then she was just on Watch What Happens Live, and they asked her the same question, and she explained it all. She was on with Amanda. Now that's quite a pairing. I was scared for Amanda, and so she same thing, like, Amanda kinda came at her a little, and I think that's why people were enjoying her on the Watch What Happens Live, because Gigi, like, explained it all, and then Amanda's like, "Oh, I don't like, you're together 8 days, and now you're getting all this money from him, like, it's just not adding up," and none of us can figure it out, so I think there must be some part that they're not telling for some reason, but I don't know what it is, because it just doesn't make sense that she has no
She's
feelings for him, but she's so angry at him. It's like,
I don't know, it's giving a little sugar situation. It's okay.
mhm.
It's okay. It is what it is. He's just not old, you know?
Yeah, is a mutually beneficial relationship. She gets money
Mhm.
and he gets
Gigi.
figuring that out. Yeah.
Yeah. He
Something.
gets intimately Gigi.
Yes. Well, they do probably have to do molds of the toys and stuff, so maybe he's involved in that. Because remember Reza Jackson told us he
He
has.
has a mold of Gigi's vagines and
Yeah.
asked us if we wanted one. So
Hey, yeah, we never got that, did we?
hard we passed. We said no.
Oh,
We
okay.
said no, but we said if there's anything else, we don't need a mold of her vagina, but,
No.
we're open to other things.
Do you want a mold of Dennis, perhaps?
Nope. Not no thanks. Not don't want that either.
Maybe Reza Jackson needs his own line, and then people would buy that.
People.
I don't know
Mhm.
what people.
I do, but, we'll just go. We'll just sign on
We'll
and
skip
buy it.
that
We'll
part.
skip that part.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed this season of the Valley Persian style. I hope it's coming back for season 2. I think it is. So, any
Okay,
other
perfect.
thoughts
And no,
about
I
it?
thought it was a good season. Like you said, they wrapped everything up. We got kind of like a analysis of everyone at the end and
Yeah.
period.
Well, I guess that's it for today. So make sure you like, subscribe. We got all kinds of Bravo recaps coming. We have Love is Blind out right now. We did The Traitors. We got House of Villains coming. So much content. And we appreciate you guys listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.